Hello, it's Mark from Worth It Repairs by Mark, and today we're doing a Samsung A54 screen replacement. We gotta heat up the back. I do 78 degrees, and then for 10 minutes, get it too hot to touch. Grab a metal pry tool and just pry at the bottom just a little bit, and then you'll get a plastic guitar pick and cut the adhesive around the edges with it, and then we'll get off the back glass. The glass can crack, and it actually did during this video. It could have been damaged, and I just didn't notice. They did have a hairline crack in their LCD, so who knows. Alright, so we got the back glass off, and this is great. You grab your PH000 screwdriver, and we'll start unscrewing all the screws holding down these wireless charger. Also works as a cell phone signal booster. And just so you know, all the screws are all the same size all throughout the phone, other than the ones holding down the board, and we'll get to that soon. Thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and comment if you had any questions. Perfect. Once you got all the screws removed, you can pry at the bottom here. On the bottom right, just lift it straight up like that. The earpiece speaker will come out with it. Disconnect the battery. It is that orange connector. And then we'll grab our PH000 screw driver and remove the screws holding down the loudspeaker and the charge port. I wanted to point out that the screws were getting stuck, so I grabbed some tweezers to pull them all the way out. If that happens to you, I use straight edge or bended tweezers to get them fully removed. Sometimes they don't magnetize fully. Anyways, this is a different type of repair that I normally do. And we'll grab the top of the loudspeaker and just pry it out just like that. And then we will start getting everything else removed with our flat end of our spudger, like the fingerprint sensor, the charge port connector, and the LCD. And these connectors, make sure you pry right on the gold bracket, or you can end up breaking something. Something's wrong with my spudger, so grab another one. Alright, we'll get another one here. Perfect. And then we will take these cables out, and just a reminder for when you put it together, the white goes over the red. Alright. And then we'll get all that stuff taken out. We'll take off the front camera, put that somewhere nice and special. There is a black PH000 screw, but first of all, before we remove that, let's remove the SIM card tray. You don't want to forget that. You don't want to break the board in half or something. And then we will remove the PH000 screw, the black one, off the main board. And I'm just going to put that on my mat instead of in my screw tray, because it's just like I'm gonna put it in right away anyways. All right, now we'll remove the PH000 black screw from the charge port, put it on our mat as well, and I'll start prying on it, but there is a trick to it here. We'll use a plastic spudger. I try to get a lip on it here, but actually what it is there's a flex cable right here going right over the charge port, and you're gonna have to slide your flat end of your spudger underneath it, and then you will be able to take out the charge port just like this. Here we go. Now we can take the main board out that stores all the data. I use my plastic spudger and just pry right here on the edge. Boom, it popped right out. Perfect. It's kind of getting hung up on some of the flex cables, but we'll pull it out. Some of the housings, you'll have to take out the power button. It's nice the battery has this pull tab here. You'll have to use some brute force strength and pull it out. It is pretty difficult, but it does come out nice and easy. Better than prying it with a plastic pry tool and bending up the battery. I love how the batteries come out on these Samsungs here. We're gonna reuse the adhesive and use some extra adhesive, but let's get some alcohol and take out the fingerprint sensor. You'll want to use some alcohol and then some pointed end tweezers, a little tab here on the side that you can pry it out of, and then boom. And I wanted to let you take note that the vibrating motor actually fell out when I took out the battery, and so normally it's held down by some adhesive, but it wasn't. So we're gonna lay down the board in the new housing with the screen and try to make sure these little cables and antennas on the side are matched up right, where the white is going over the red, and it also goes around the flex cable that connects the screen. We'll put some liquid adhesive down on the vibrating motor so it doesn't vibrate weird when we install it. And then we'll lay down the charge port, stick the charge port side down first, and then you'll just push it down, make sure it's snug, and it kind of clicks in. And then you lay the flex cable right over top of the charge port, just like as we took it off. And then we will grab some, it looks like some protector over the fingerprint sensor, and then we will get that fingerprint sensor put back in and connect it right onto the charge port. Alright, the charge port's laying nice and flat. We'll grab that black PH000 screw, stick it down. Now we'll connect these antennas. I believe one is a microphone connector as well. There is, you'll use your tweezers, hold the bracket, and then push it down with your finger. Make sure it's nice and flush on the edge there. And then we're gonna put in the front camera. It's not going in right, so I'm gonna have to shift the board around and take it out again. And then we will lay down that PH000 screw so then the board is in there snug, the black one, and we'll get that front camera, and now it's connecting in perfect. But it looks like the cables came a little bit loose here. We want to make sure they're perfect because your back glass won't lay on flush with the phone if it's not in there perfectly. So we're going to reconnect it up here. Everything looks perfect. We'll grab some adhesive. We won't put too much adhesive because we'll reuse the adhesive on the back of the battery because it's nice and easy to take out. And also we don't want it going over the logos of the brand if the screen is defective or something. And I don't want it to pull off the warranty stickers. So we will just lay a couple pieces of adhesive, and the back of the adhesive is this sticky. You want to connect the battery first, then lay the battery down to the adhesive. If you do it the other way around, you might run into problems and have to take it out again. We'll put the SIM card tray in, we'll put on all the flexes, and then we will grab all the plastic brackets and get that screwed down with a couple screws, because how the power button works is that it is applied by pressure on the back of the board. So we tried to turn it on here and it didn't, so we'll just screw down a couple screws on the back and then we'll get it tested. The phone was actually dead, so I had to plug it in the charger so I could test to see. I had to leave it on the charger for a few minutes, actually like 10 minutes or something. It was really dead. And then I turn it on and I give it a good test, and I don't put that in the video, but basically just test every part you touched, like the charge port and everything else, so then you don't miss anything. But anyways, once you have tested that, you'll screw down all the silver screws on the plastic brackets, lay adhesive for the back glass, and then you got the phone repaired. I recommend clamping it to make sure it is sealed tight from any sort of liquid damage in the future. Thanks for watching my video. Check out my other videos if you haven't already. And thank you everyone for watching.